Hey scholars and families, it's Miss Marnon. So I'm going to go over the week for Pod B for the week of November 16th through November 20th. So as you can see, Pod B is actually taking their Unit 2 test on Tuesday this week, so it's going to be important. And then we're going to start Unit 3 on proportional relationships. So I'm going to go into our modules where all of our work is kept. And Monday for Pod B. So on each day, there is still this direction overview video, so students can watch this to know exactly what they are doing for the day. Their objective today is to solve real-world problems using multiplication and division of rational numbers. So they're going to work in class notebook, and then they have a Unit 2 review right here in Canvas. So if I hit next, it's going to take us to the direction page for class notebook. So first thing to notice, there is a video right on here of the lesson work that Mr. Nasser went through and did. So if your student is not at school and they need help, there's this video. To get to this class notebook page, they need to go into class notebook, Unit 2, page 16. So right here on the side of Canvas is where class notebook is. I'm just going to click it to open in a new tab. Your student will hit open notebook or sign into OneNote. And then it takes a minute, open in OneNote online. And now they're in their class notebook. So your student will be able to click their name to get to their own folder. But everything like completed worksheets are all held in the content library. So this was Unit 2, page 16. So it looks something like this. So your student's going to click their name. They'll be able to click Unit 2, page 16, and be brought to this page so they can work on it in class. So again, there's this video they can follow along with if they need help. When they are done, they click mark as done. So it's important to know that your student can click this at any time. So if they're just showing you all these green check marks on their modules, they're just clicking mark as done. If you really want to check to see that the work is done, they're going to have to open up their notebook and show you that there's the work inside their notebook. So if we click next, it's going to bring us into the Unit 2 review. So this is kind of like a mini version of the test. It's only 9 questions. The first one's always an extra credit question, so it's only 8 math questions. It's just going to practice multiplying and dividing, and if your student has any questions, they should reach out to me or Miss Eastman or Mr. Nasser right away and get help with that before the test for the next day. So I'm actually going to go back to look at Tuesday. So Tuesday, normally we don't have students log into Teams if they're at home for Pod B on a Tuesday, but because they are taking a test, they should be logging onto Teams. So if they have any questions, I'm there and ready to help them. So this is one of the few days that Pod B will be on a Teams meeting on a Tuesday. So here's the daily overview video. The only thing we need to do is do our test today. So the test is actually locked until Tuesday the 17th. So students can't look at it right now. So like I clicked into it, it's ahead of time and I can't see it. All that happens when they do click this, it's the direction page. It lists all the standards that we've been working on so that they know exactly what they're about to be tested on. Depending on how well they did on the review, it's going to be a really good indicator on how well they're going to do in the test. I used very similar questions, so making sure we get that review done and that we ask any questions if we need help right away is going to be very important. So on Tuesday, all they're doing is the test. When they're done with the test on Tuesday, they're done with math for the day. Going back to modules for Wednesday. So Wednesday, students will have one of 2 assignments assigned to them based on their data wall. So they're either going to have the Ns1 Standards, which is about adding and subtracting rational numbers, or the Ns2 Standards, which is about multiplying and dividing rational numbers. So again, there's the daily overview video right here if they need help. I'm going to hit next. So here is the page for the Ns1 Standards. So there's even a video for specific questions on this standard. If you want, you can have them go look. If they open this, it'll take them right into a module where it has all of the different standards right here. So here are all of our standards quizzes for our data wall. They can click these links to be taken directly to that assignment. So if your student has the 7 Ns1 standards assigned to them, they can come right from this page and click 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D. Once they do those, they're going to reflect on how they did. So they'll get scored automatically. So they'll get 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, or 3 out of 3. They're going to pick which one was easiest and which one do they still have more to work on. So they're working on 4. So picking 1 for the easiest and 1 that they still need to practice. If your student has done well in the 1 standards, then they will be assigned the 2 standards instead, which is going to be about multiplying and dividing. Similarly, they can click here and it will show them the module that has all of the quizzes, or they can click here to be taken to these quizzes individually, and then the same questions. To respond to the questions, students need to click this Submit Assignment at the top of the page. They can upload a file. I think most students are going to end up using this text entry. They can copy this and paste it below and then just answer. If they wanted to record themselves speaking about it or record a video instead of typing, they can do that by clicking this Record Upload Media. And if they had something saved in their Office 365, they can log in and upload the file from there. So there's 4 different ways that students can submit this assignment. I think this text entry is going to be the easiest, or even the media recording themselves talking about it. So that's going to be it for Wednesday for things that they're going to submit, but they should also be working on Imagine Math today. So we're going to leave this. I'm not submitting it right now. For Thursday, we're going to start our new unit. So we're going to be working on ratios and proportional relationships. So the first thing we're going to do is a unit rate review. So I'm going to hit next. So there's going to be a video in here for your student to watch to help them with the lesson. It's going to be in Class Notebook again, Unit 3, Page 1, because again, we're starting a new unit. So they can click this Class Notebook button and then go through the prompts to open in OneNote Online. And now they have a new tab under their name that's Unit 3, Page 1. They have Unit Rate Review right here. So there's going to be a video. It'll take them through all the notes. And also in the content library, they'll have access to this key that goes through all of it. So if they miss something in class, they can always look back at that. When they're done with this, we need to make sure we're hitting Mark as Done to keep it organized for us. But again, if you wanted to check your students' work, they're going to need to click their name and show you the work in their own notebook. When they are done with that, they should be looking at one of the other standard quizzes. So it says when you are done, return to modules and select a standard quiz to work on. So because they have just done RP1, which is calculate unit rate with fractions, I would recommend that they do this one on Thursday. So 7 RP1, calculate unit rate with fractions, 3 questions, should be pretty easy. Last thing for this week is defining proportional. So we've talked about ratios and rates in 6th grade and earlier grades, but now we're going to start talking about what it means to be proportional. So there's an overview video here if they need to watch it to get specific directions. It's going to be working in Class Notebook and then working in Imagine Math again. So we have Unit 3, defining proportional. So there's going to be a video right here. They can click Mark as Done. In Class Notebook, it looks like this, defining proportional. So page 2. So going through an activity about buying Arizona iced teas and how much they cost. When they are done with that, they should go on Imagine Math, which is in Clever, and then get some work done on like something that's at their level that they're missing. Maybe there's a gap from the spring, or maybe they're ahead of something and they want to get something a little harder. That's what Imagine Math is going to provide. So when they're done working for about 15 minutes on Imagine Math, they're done with math for the week.